pulling off my goggles. Abby Stewart knelt beside Dara, rubbing her back, her forehead folding into lines of concern. Dara looked at me, grimacing. "I need the box." Abby stood, rising almost to my height. She had to be close to 6 feet tall. Her long hair, balled up under her cap, looked like a giant tumor on the back of her head. "Box?" Abby asked me. "I've got it," I told her. "Thanks, though." I couldn't explain the box, especially not then. Abby was easily the most thoughtful, good-hearted person on the entire swim team, and I felt bad pushing her away. But even if anyone other than me could help Dara, they'd first have to penetrate her field of barbed wire. "You don't need the box," I told Dara, sitting down across from her. "I'm here." "It was swimming," she said into her knees. "It was stroking. I hate it when it does that. It fucks up my timing." Her stump twitched and jerked. Jumpy stump, she called this phenomenon, and there was no controlling it. It was a ghost limb seemingly controlled by a ghost brain. "God, make it stop," she said through clenched teeth, trying to wrestle it down. "Come on." I tapped her knee to get her to look up. "Watch." She opened her eyes and I rubbed my hands together. "Good, just stay focused," I said, hoping to distract her, not just from the pain, but from the silence in the pool, and the eyes. All the eyes. The last thing we needed was for her to be aware that everyone was staring. There was nothing she hated more. She focused on my hands, her stump occasionally jerking. I glanced around, and when I did, everyone quickly resumed swimming, pretended they weren't watching. My eye caught Kira Shaman's, and she gave me kind of a sympathetic smile. I looked away, heat creeping to my face. Kira was a total siren, an hourglass-shaped breaststroker, which led to the predictable locker room remarks, who, according to Dara, was into me. And even though Dara was at least as clueless as me on these matters, I still blushed redder than a tomato any time Kira so much as looked my way. I patted Dara's shoulder. "Better?" Her stump seemed to be settling down. "What's going to happen when you're not with me?" she asked in a small voice. Honestly, I worried about the same thing when she went off to college. Making friends didn't exactly top her skill set. "You'll be fine," I said, with more confidence than I felt. I stood and pulled her up. "Now go swim." She handed me her goggles. Dara manages pretty well on her own, but getting goggles on with one hand? Forget it. I helped her get them on, then put on my own. She stared at me for a minute, then flicked my goggles, a gesture I interpreted as some approximation of thank you. She turned and went back to swim. Swish, swish. Her suit crept slightly up her butt. I fought the odd urge to yank it out for her. I could never quite figure out if I needed to rescue Dara or be rescued from her. This conflicted feeling was nothing new. Last year, at the Winter Sports Awards banquet, Dara sat next to me, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw her trying to cut into a chicken breast with the side of her fork. She pressed so hard, her hand shook with the effort, but the chicken just wouldn't cut. Then she tried her knife, which didn't do much better one-handed. It just slid the chicken back and forth on the plate. I didn't know what to do. Dara would rather starve than ask for help eating, I'm pretty sure. But I was ravenous from practice, and I thought she must be too. So I cut up my whole piece of chicken and, as smoothly and discreetly as I could, swapped plates with her. No words were exchanged, no eye contact made. I knew I might be in for it later. I could just hear her. "Did I ask for help, asshole? Do I look helpless to you?" But she never said a word about it. You just never knew with her. There were parts of her that were a total mystery to me. I got back into the pool and finished my sets. Dara didn't yell at me any more that morning. There was nothing like a phantom limb incident to turn her spunk dial down to 0. "Hey, Shakespeare, is Dara okay?" Schaefer asked me in the locker room as he rubbed an axe stick into his pits. Shakespeare. More than once I'd regretted